How are you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massa Beer Reviews, back with updates. I haven't done one of these videos in a while, and have a little bit of fun stuff in the books. So I figured I'd just do a quick video and say a couple things. First off, thank you guys. I mean, the channel is awesome. Like. I always thought there might be a day when I actually get to the point where I get kind of frustrated, don't want to do this anymore. No. Even with me having a kid, and I'll be part of this conversation, it's fun. It's like a release, especially during COVID times, especially during pandemic times. This is kind of my social interaction. You know, I have my wife and my family and friends and stuff like that, but it's few and far between, especially in-house. So to do these videos and to be able to have fun with them and interact with everybody, even though my commenting has been few and far between because of the baby and whatnot being maxed and whatnot, which is kind of funny because I want to talk about extra stuff I'm going to be doing. It's been awesome. So I want to thank you guys. The channel has slowed down as far as viewership and subscribership over the past year. It has almost exclusively everything to do with my outspokenness when it comes to, equality and oppression and all those kind of things. I'm not going to make this a video about that, but we're still every day, we're getting subscribers, getting more interaction, doing that kind of fun stuff. Not that it's about having all that stuff and getting the milestones, but it's a fun kind of thing to check in to make sure people are interacting and having fun with the channel. So I'm totally okay with the lack of exponential growth that I initially had before I started to use my, whatever you want to call it, platform voice or whatever, to speak about good, honest, ethical things and just, do my part as little as it may be. So thank you guys for fucking holding strong, being awesome, and being fucking fantastic. Baby time. Yeah, we have babies in house. I have a gigantic, huge, not that fat, oddly enough, but gigantic baby. My wife did awesome, in labor. And Micah Edgar Dapkins is an awesome dude. He is officially 1 month old today. He is he came out around 9 pounds, 11 ounces, 22 and a quarter inches. Now he's like 23 inches and, 12 pounds. Dude's growing like a weed, and he's mad cool. He's very chill. He's not super fussy, and he's just a really good boy. I'm sure I'm going to end up showing him on camera at some point or another, but right now I'm just trying to tread water at being a good dad and trying to do the things that I want to do and make him just be a happy and healthy little boy. So yeah, he's a cool dude. But I appreciate all the congratulations, all of the people that reached out and thanked or just said, good tidings for having a baby and stuff like that. And it's been absolutely fucking amazing. I'm an older dad. This is my first child. I'm 45 years old. I never thought I wanted children until I met my wife, and I really did figure out what love was. And, not to go from never wanting to have a child to purposely planning and having a kid is quite the shift. And, it's just amazing. So, with that in mind, having a kid, I'm still chugging out, popping out the videos. I'm lucky enough to have a really good support system where I live. And, I live in a farmhouse, an apartment attached to a building that my mother-in-law is in. So we have my wife, myself, and my mother-in-law kind of doing helping with the baby. So we make sure to kind of carve out a little bit of me time for all of us throughout the day so we don't burn out and do all those kind of things. So that's why I can keep on doing the peer reviews. And to speak towards that, the beer mails are crazy. You guys, whether it be local, actual friends, new viewers. I've been getting a ton of new viewer beer mails. People reaching out and being like, hey man, I'd love to send out some beer mails. That has been amazing. You know what I mean? Just the fact that, people have been reaching out in the volume that they've been reaching out has been amazing. And getting to try new breweries and getting to try breweries I never had before, or getting super familiar with certain specific breweries, I don't want to name names because I'd have to remember everybody, but they, some people have been sending beer mails regularly of specific breweries, and just to watch them, taste them and drink with them as they grow as a brewery has been epically fantastic. And even circle back outside of the beer mail to the baby time, I've received gifts, which is insane. I've received gifts from some viewers for my baby. I've gotten a couple onesies, kind of accessories and things like that you need for a baby, solely because I do this channel, from viewers to other beer tubers, and that just, it's amazing across the board. The beer mails, the baby mails, the whole thing. And when I say baby mails, I see baby product mails. I'm not shipping babies. Nobody's sending me babies. If there's an algorithm that makes me want to go to jail, it's been fantastic. So, thank you. I don't know what, this is just a big thank you video, apparently, instead of news, which I'm fine with. Take a sip. So third, and this is pretty much 4 things in this video I want to touch on. Next one is monetization. So I posted a video, or a post, like one of those polls, social media posts that you do at YouTube, about several months ago, about how YouTube has basically said, hey, we can run ads on any channel moving forward. That's our terms of service. You agree with it or not, that's going to happen. And I posted about it, being like, hey, what do you guys think? If they start running ads on my channel without me actually monetizing, I'm like, I might actually monetize, because I'm not going to give them free money. And 100% approval across the board. People are like, why don't you do it already? You should be doing it already. You're one of the only channels that I actually watch that actually doesn't do it, yada, yada, yada. So I said, we'll see how it goes. If I see the video ads start popping up, then I will flip the switch. Well, lo and behold, was it yesterday or the day before? I was looking, I was going through comments. I do answer some of them. It's hard with the baby. Again, I apologize if I don't get to your comment. It's not because I don't want to. But I was going to respond to a comment, and it was saying something specific that I'm pretty sure I didn't say in the video. I don't really watch my videos all that much. I'll watch them every now and then to make sure I cut them at the right place, but even then I forget, and people are like, hey man, you didn't cut it. So I clicked on the video to watch it, and boom, an ad popped up. I was like, what the fuck? I probably click on my videos and check them probably every couple of days. So it was the first instance I've ever seen of that. So after I stopped freaking out for a minute, because I was like, oh, it's here, I opened like 40 videos, like in succession, like boom, 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 boom. And then I just control tabbed through all of them. And I opened about 40 videos, and I got 30 videos, I got about 4 ads. So it's not on every video. I don't know if it's region specific. I don't know if it's because it's a specific beer I'm talking about. Maybe there's some kind of ad agreement with a brewery. I don't know. But there's ads. So I posted a thing in that same comment section, be like, hey, who's seeing ads? If the majority of people are seeing them, I'm probably going to monetize. I don't know what I'm going to do. Because it was about, I guess it was right around like 70-30. Yes, no. Well, there's a joke comment in there. So anyway, or a joke poll you could take. So I'm torn on that. I started the process of monetization just because it doesn't happen overnight. Assuming it just doesn't flip when the process is over. I assume there's a toggle for me to turn it on and off. But there's a good chance I'm going to start doing it. Only because, it's been something that I've purposely gone out of my way not to do. We're pretty much 7 years deep now. And I've never, monetized in any form or fashion. And, it's just kind of the thing. Like, I'm just not going to sit by and let YouTube make money, off advertisements if they're just going to do it. But at the same time, I don't want you guys to have to deal with that stuff. So we'll see. But if you guys start seeing more ads and stuff like that, it's either because they're putting in more ads, or I flip the switch. And if it's an issue, let me know. I want to hear back from you guys on all these things, but more specifically this. Let me know what you think. You know what I mean? Is it something that is a big deal for you? I don't know. I know some of you have YouTube Premium and a couple things where you don't actually see ads, or you're smart enough, and I shouldn't say smart enough, but proactive enough to find an ad blocker. That you don't have to deal with ads. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll flip the switch on advertisements. Then I'll do a video on how you can set up your mobile phone or desktop computer to skip ads. That would be the best of both worlds, I think. We'll see. I'm not going to do that, YouTube. Maybe they didn't see that. Anyway, and last but not least, isn't actually the reason why I made this video. Not that I didn't want to talk about the thanks. Not that I didn't want to talk about Massive Bean. Not that I didn't want to talk about ads. Podcast. I have a podcast. I have not posted anything in a podcast in quite some time. So right around the end of 2019, beginning of 2020 was the last time I posted anything on my podcast. I wanted to take a break. I took a break. The last podcast I did was a Shelton, but no, there was one after that. It was a beer tuber one. Anyway, COVID hit, and the whole theme and idea for the podcast was me actually sitting down and interviewing and talking to brewers and journalists and beer tubers and all that kind of stuff in person, because that's what I wanted it to be. So I said, okay, I want to take a break. COVID hit. I can't really do those in-person interviews. Let's go on hiatus until COVID's over. Well, it's been over a year, and COVID is not over. I am vaccinated. I am past 2 weeks of vaccination. But my wife isn't, my child isn't. I could potentially still bring back COVID and give it to them, even though I am vaccinated. So it's not something where I can go out. So I'm bringing the podcast back in a remote form, in a digital form, in a kind of Zoom, StreamYard kind of form. We'll see how it works. I started booking people already. The first one will be recorded in early May. And probably be posted shortly after. I'm probably going to stick with the same format as previous, which is one a week. I believe I was posting them on Wednesdays or Thursdays. I forget which day it was. I believe it was Wednesdays at 4 o'clock. And it's going to be pretty much all the same stuff. It's going to be brewers, journalists, beer tubers, all that kind of stuff. But the only big difference here is that it's going to be a podcast that's recorded as a podcast, thrown up on the typical podcast sites, your Spotify's, your Apple podcast, all that kind of fun stuff. But I'm also going to record it, and there's going to be a video element to it, and I'm going to syndicate it on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to throw it up same day. I might want to let the podcast stand on its own for at least a couple days, maybe, or a week or so until I post a video one. We'll see what happens with that. But it's going to be a podcast that basically has a video element, me recording myself along with the guest, and we'll syndicate it on a YouTube channel. So I'm not going to create, even though I did create a Beer Massive YouTube channel just to have that name. I think we're just going to keep it all here on the regular channel and go from there. But I'm really excited about it. As I said in the beginning of the video, adding more stuff to do when having a kid is not probably the smartest thing to do. But there's been a lot of people that have reached out to me over the past year that have not complained, but lamented the fact that the podcast has kind of gone on hiatus. And I'm getting that itch again. I want to talk to brewers. I want to, especially during this time when, there's probably interesting processes and thoughts going on as far as how a brewery and how beer exists in this kind of climate. But also just to interact with people. I love doing the online hangs with the gang, the guys that we typically do the online hangs with and all that kind of fun stuff. The podcast has always been something a little bit more of a separate beast for me. A little bit more kind of, I don't know, just different in a good way. So it should be fun. So I want you guys to keep an eye out for that. I'm sure I'll plug it on some videos and do all that kind of stuff. But you're probably looking early to mid-May. You'll start seeing podcasts pop up again. Like I said, syndicated on YouTube. I've already talked to several beer tubers about being guest hosts for the podcast, because I don't want to. I like having somebody to bounce questions off of and have a little bit different conversation with. So I'll probably have one additional co-host, maybe two, depending on the brewery. I'm not going to make it like an online hang. It's not going to be live. It's going to be pre-recorded. I wanted to keep it a little bit more paced and a little bit more kind of scheduled isn't the word, but you know what I'm talking about. Produced, maybe. So that should be fun. So look out for that. A little bit of Beer Massive. hopeful goodness. I just realized this thing is not working again. Anyway, I don't know why my wallpaper changes on it every now and then. I don't know why that happens. But anyway, there you go. A little bit of an update. You guys are awesome. Baby time. Monetization might be happening, and the podcast will be coming back. So there you go. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this little rundown. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying, your life. Staying safe, enjoying good beer, getting back into swing of things. Hopefully, you're vaccinating. Hopefully, you're doing the right things in life and society, and hopefully, all in the grand scheme of things, you send me mystery beers. No, I'm joking. I'm not, but I am. But I'm not. Anyway, there we go. A little bit of an update in the books. So there you go. So I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed all the stuff we'll be doing moving forward. And hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.